You're a Christian.
You say that. I haven't claimed that.
Oh, what is this? Is this Christians versus atheists?
I don't know.
You don't know where you are right now.
Don't be a smartass.
Well,
and I mean
either you're a Christian or you're not.
I won't talk to you if you're a smartass.
Oh, either you're a Christian or you're not. Which one is it?
I could be either of them, but I don't have to tell you.
You don't have to tell me. I was under the impression I was invited to talk to a Christian. Am I not talking to a Christian?
No, you were invited to.
I think everyone should look at the title of the YouTube channel. You're probably in the wrong YouTube video.
You're really quite something, you are.
Aren't I? But you're really quite nothing. Right, you're not a Christian.
Okay, I'm done with.
I'll give you an example. If you're like in like Nazi Germany, and it is the case that there's like Jewish people in your attic, and you're trying to protect them,
example.
would you lie to like the Nazis?
I would have done everything I bloody well could, so I wouldn't be in that situation to begin with. It's a hypothetical, and it's not answerable.
You can't answer hypotheticals?
No, I can't answer a hypothetical like that because it's far.
Did you
Don't play games.
I'm not playing games. I'm just asking if you ate it.
I just told you I would do everything that I could to make sure that I'm never in that situation. But
Jordan Peterson's framework for understanding Christianity is probably not the one that the Bible intended us to use. In regards to the way that you interpret the Bible, I don't see, you have said in some circumstances that there's not a way to kind of say whether or not ontologically the historical claims made by the Bible are true. Like
Nihilism is when someone believes in the belief of nothing. Now, just this past few days, Jordan Peterson, a renowned psychologist, better known for his ramblings that you may find all over YouTube, whether you love him or hate him, he's for a long time was viewed as one of the most educated people on YouTube and all these other places to debate. But it seems as he gets older and older, and as time goes by, his belief, well, became nothing. Now, this past day, he had a appearance on a YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel where they bring in 20 people and they put them against one person to defend whatever it is. So this time it was 20 atheists versus one Christian. Now, the Christian was supposed to be Jordan Peterson. Now, for many years now, perhaps, he has been talking of Christianity and things like that. So people have assumed that he himself is Christian. The title of the YouTube video was 20 Atheists versus one Christian. It has now since been changed to Jordan Peterson versus 20 Atheists because of what Jordan Peterson did. Now, what he did has shocked a lot of people because, as I say, he was supposed to be Christian. But as you saw in those clips, he refused to admit, he refused to declare that he is Christian. Now, if you ask any Christian if they are Christian, they will tell you a very quick and simple answer, yes. But Jordan Peterson did not. Now, why is that? I believe that is his debate style. Now, Jordan Peterson is somebody who I'd like to call a big word user. Now, what do I mean by that? He is somebody who likes to use big words in the hopes that whoever he is talking to or debating doesn't know what they are talking about. They get lost in this. If you watch any of Jordan Peterson's things, he always likes to use big words, even when they're not needed. He likes to use these long, complex, sort out, word patterns, and the way he constructs sentences, he likes to introduce a lot of big words because I believe 70% of his debating style is built around the hopes that whoever he's talking to doesn't understand what he's actually saying because of the use of these needless big words. So that's how he wins a lot of his debates, and that's how he gets a big audience, because people who don't know what he's saying assume he's saying something correct because they don't understand it and a big word has been used. The over 30% that he likes to use in debates is his utter and straight out refusal to debate you. Like, if you get past the understanding of the big words he's using and you counteract him with your own well sought out logical response, he refuses to debate you, which we've seen in this video, which is very, very strange for somebody who is supposedly as educated as he is to just straight out refuse. And he just sits there and he turns almost into a child of saying, I'm done with you, I'm not going to talk with you anymore, this conversation's over. Anytime when somebody approaches him with any sort of logical response, whether their response be right or wrong, the fact that Jordan himself just outright refuses to do it is, to me, it's ridiculous, especially when you go on a show which is built around the debate structure that you are going to come here, you're going to speak with 20 people and you're all going to debate whether you're right or wrong, whether the viewer believes or doesn't believe in you. It is always whether you're going to debate. But the big question was, is Jordan Peterson a Christian? He refused to say he is. Again, I believe he does the structure of debate because he can remain on the fence. You know, it's a very, very, and because he's a psychologist, it's a very, very, very old trick that psychologists use. They never stick to something because they always want to bounce around. To put it easily, it's like if you ask a psychologist a question like, what color is this pen? What color is this, car? They will say to you, well, what color do you think it is? It's a way of deconstructing you as a person, but it's also a way of them not answering. So if you ever meet a psychologist who doesn't understand an answer or doesn't have a good enough answer to what they're formulating, they will pass that question back to you. So Jordan remains in that space of they understand when they don't understand. So if they don't understand, instead of trying to formulate a question or an answer, they will do a few things. They will pass it back to you and say, well, what do you think it is? Or they'll put a straight out refusal of, well, I never said I believe in this, because they like to bounce around. They never like to stick, like I say, because if they stick, they then get into a position where they have to defend 100% whatever they have stuck to. But if they don't stick and they bounce left, right, this, that, and they never have to 100% defend. And if they ever get into a position where they're losing, they can say, well, wait a minute, I never said this, I never said that, I never said I believe in this, that, or the other. Because it's what they like to do. It's a very old psychology trick of being able to win or get out of situations when you don't know a way out. Now, of course, a lot of people have also came out and discredited Jordan by saying, well, how can you even go onto a show? Well, let's be honest, he would have been approached as a Christian man. He would have been approached by saying, we're going to have you against 20 atheists. That whether they draw up a contract or through emails or a phone call or a simple meeting, that would have been the premise of the thing, and he would have agreed to it. Now, he gets on there as the defender of Christianity only for him to refuse that he is. And like I say, I believe that falls down to his psychological background, that they can never and never will stick. If you ever have traumas or whatever, and you go to like a therapist, therapists are the same. They will hit you with that question, well, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? They will never give you really direct answers. And it's the same with psychology. Jordan Peterson will never give you a direct answer. He will always move the goalposts. If you're getting closer to diagnosing him and deconstructing his answers, he will always move the goalposts. So put it into simple terms. If you say to Jordan Peterson, you ask him, do you want some water? Are you thirsty? Do you want some water? And he will sit there, and instead of saying yes or no, he will deconstruct that and say, well, what is water? Are you really giving me a water if not glass? Or is it not you are giving me a glass? that is filled with water? And if so, why do you not say, you want a glass of water? So you say, okay, do you want a glass of water? He'll move the goalpost again. Well, are you really giving me a glass of water, or are you giving me water that has been used in the mechanism of pipes? And you understand? So he will always consistently move goalposts back and back and back and back and add on, just because he does not want to give you a solid answer. Because remember, those answers, they stick, right? So if someone says to you, hey, do you like apples? And you say no. Now, months down the line, someone can pull that up and confront him and say, hey, remember that time you said you didn't like apples? And he's now stuck. And that's something psychologists don't like to do. Like I said a moment ago, they don't like to stick, they like to bounce. But if you put in that situation, they say, do you like apples? And he says, well, what is an apple? If you look in history and philosophy, apples have been used as a way of wisdom and a show of wisdom. If you look in the biblical stories, an apple was used in this, that, and the other. So he gives a reply rather than an answer. So months down the line, if someone says, hey, remember that time you said you didn't like apples? You say, I never said that, because they don't like to stick. So for me, this 20 verse 1 or 20 verse 1 Christian, or 20 atheist verse Christian, or 20 atheist verse Jordan Peterson, I think this was a incredible example of a psychologist bouncing. The reality that they never like to stick to anything, and they will never stick to anything. That's their whole premise. Their whole argument is that they will use big words in hopes that you don't understand what they're saying. Then they'll fall back to the second plan, which is they will straight out refuse to have any sort of logical debate with you. And then the third one will be that they never stick, so they never give you any direct answer whatsoever. They can never give you an answer, and they will never give you an answer. So for me, this is just somebody who flirts around the idea of the belief of nothing. Like, they believe nothing because it helps them. That's a great thing about psychology, is their belief in nothing. Even if they believe in things, they will never tell you it, because that can be self-diagnosed. They have a self-diagnosing brain, something that cuts up things and looks at things in a different way. So they know if they give their information out, it will be deconstructed the same way that their brain deconstructs what you're talking about. So whether they believe in nothing or whether they believe in something, they will never, never, never really tell you directly what they believe in, because the way their brain is constructed will not let them. They cannot allow it to be done that way. So I think the whole debate thing was, they got the wrong person to defend Christianity. Whether it was defending something else, they got the wrong person, because that kind of person can never, never, never defend anything. They'll never defend anything. He even went to the extreme, but then it's fun because they go to the extreme. They'll say things like, they'll say, oh, well, what do you think is faith? And they'll say, well, or what do you think is truth? They will say, well, truth is to be willing to die for something. And I believe he actually said this, which is ridiculous. Like, the fundamentals of anything is not backed by the belief of death for life. You know, you're looking at the very aggressive nature of things by thinking that way, by saying, you know, everybody knows that a cup of coffee is a cup of coffee. Nobody in the right mind is going to be willing to die for that. So it makes no sense when you try to go to the extremes of a truth is life or death, or being a blood pact between life or death, especially when you yourself are on this system of bouncing because you don't want to sit there and give your true answer. So this whole debate was pointless. It gave you nothing really. It just showed you the kind of thought process that Jordan Peterson has. It shows the thought process that psychologists has. They will never, 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 never give you a direct answer, because they can't. Because they know the repercussions of giving a direct answer. They know how the nature, the deconstruction, and the reaction that can be took by giving a direct answer, so they will never give it. So this whole debate, I don't know why Jordan Peterson debates anyway. If you look now, whenever he gives a debate, he doesn't debate. You know, and the moment somebody comes out with a good enough answer, he shuts them down. So it's pointless either way. But this was a very, very bad time for this, because, like I say, for me, I am Christian myself. So to see somebody being put in that position where they are trying to defend Christianity, yet the first thing that comes out of their mind is they're not a Christian, or they don't want to declare that they are not Christian, which is, it's ridiculous. So there's no point in him being there. But anyway, we'll see what happens now. Do I think he'll be doing more debates? Yes. Do I think he'll be refusing to debate people while in debates? I do. But these things are crazy. This is why you should never debate, because for me, debate is pointless. You have two people coming together. This person believes in one thing, this person believes in another thing. Neither of those people will leave that table being converted. So there's no point. Believe in what you believe. If someone believes something else, that's upon them. That's their life. Why use your brain? Is a very powerful piece. It is a it's a supercomputer, essentially. Why waste that arguing with somebody who does not believe in the same things as you and will never ever believe in anything you do? Say your piece, and then that's it. But anyway, this has been Reaction Call. I'll see you next time. Peace.